Hi, can I give you 5 quick things that you would want to know about your home insurance policy and why ours is different than most other firms' home insurance? This is very important. I would submit to you that your home is one of, if not your most valuable asset. And what consumers do often, not a fault of theirs, they just incorrectly believe that all insurance is the same and it's just based upon price, which nothing could be further from the truth. The legal contract you're buying tells how much a company is going to pay. And if it's a lot less in premium, there's probably a reason. So if I can just give you 5 real quick items to let you compare, if you're thinking about one of our policies or another company's, or even just shopping and thinking that all these policies are alike, it's just based upon premium. Again, that's not true. Real quick example. If you were to take your significant other out to a steak dinner, you would expect to pay much more than you would at maybe Subway or a fast food place. That's just kind of built in. And the same would apply if you were to buy your significant other a Lexus versus a Chevy starter car, right? I mean, there's just going to be a higher price for value. And I know we want the cheapest price, but let me just tell you the 5 main things you should be asking about your home insurance policy and does it cover it. And if it doesn't, shame on them for not adding it. And it's probably why our premium might be a little higher. Okay, you ready? So the first is sewage and water backup, right? This is an endorsement. By the way, all 5 of these are endorsements. You need to add them on. They're not automatically included at large dollar amounts. So sewage and water backup is this. If you're having a party, Thanksgiving, Christmas, whatever holidays you celebrate, and your toilet backs up or your bathtub backs up with sewage or excrement or whatever, without this endorsement, it's not going to be covered. So even though you may go get it all cleaned up and expect to be repaid, if you've got just a stripped down homeowner's policy unendorsed for sewage and water backup, it's not going to be covered. You're going to be very upset about that. And that's because none of these legal contracts are the same. You get what you paid for. First one, sewage and water backup. The second one is service line. So think outside the front of your door or the side of your house that goes to the street. The area where your walls end and the street begins or the sidewalk begins is kind of the no man's land, right? So your coverage stops for service line, right, at your door. And the city's responsibility stops at the street or the sidewalk, depending on your city, county, and town, could be where it ends. That space in between is not covered. Now, you can get it paid for either by the utility, by paying them a few more dollars per month. You probably receive notices like that in the mail. Or you can buy, add, endorse what's called service line coverage. Our policies are going to include that, right? Again, this is why our premiums might be a little higher. The next one is increased liability. We will not offer a client anything with limits of liability lower than $300,000. And most of the things they get from mortgage firms and real estate agents or whatever might only have $50,000 or $100,000 of liability. That's not enough for a few dollars more per month to get higher limits, increased limits of liability. It's worth it. And RIGHTSURE will not offer a policy without it. There's just too many bad scenarios where people need more money in defense cost and liability at settlement time. The next one is loss assessment. Again, this is another endorsement. Loss assessment. What that means is if you live in an HOA, your ears should perk up. You should be, what's going on? Well, loss assessment for most companies is either very limited amount or it's excluded altogether. Why does it matter? If someone drowns in your pool, in your community pool, or slips and gets hurt in your community area, and they sue the HOA, as you know, through most of your documents, can assess you that amount or a portion of the amount over years to replenish funds or to pay for the defense. Well, if you had loss assessment increased in your homeowner's policy, say at least to 5 or 10,000, then there would be coverage for that. And if you've ever heard of a case where, well, my neighbor's insurance company paid for it, but mine didn't, I have horrible insurance. That's not the case. You bought a cheap policy, right? Again, these are legal contracts. We get what we pay for, but loss assessment is a big one. Let me give you 2 more. I said 5, but let me give you 2 more. There exist in mostly umbrellas, but sometimes in home policy you can get it. It's called first dollar defense. That's another endorsement. What does that mean? Again, let's focus on the umbrella policy, because if a house and autos and a decent job, you should think about an umbrella policy. It just means that the minute you are tendered a notice or a lawsuit, the insurance company goes on your behalf and starts defending you. Without first dollar defense, it's their call. They could make you pay the retainer and then reimburse you in their timing. So you'd like to know that up front, right? And then the last one is, especially if you have a nice home, a high net worth or private client home, or even if it's, you start a home, it's all the same. But if something happens to that home and there's a claim, most companies are going to make you stay there and rebuild it. You can ask for, obtain, find an endorsement if the company offers it for walkaway coverage, right? And that just means you cash out. They pay it off, they pay off the loan, and then you just move away and don't have to rebuild. In some instances, you have to rebuild and you can't walk away. So a lot of information. I talked very fast to try to keep you engaged. All the famously friendly humans at RIGHTSURE are very adept at talking through these specific endorsements. And of course, there are many, many more ways to make an insurance policy better. It would cost more, of course, but those handful, we just will not issue a home policy without the majority of those, because we know at claims time, you're going to be very upset if that coverage was there and we didn't offer it to you. Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you for considering to take a look at us for your homeowner's insurance or manufactured home insurance or condo insurance. Believe me, all the famously friendly humans here are privileged and honored to be able to offer you quotes. Thank you very much.